She's a mama, a wife with a story to share. Right over coffee, find hope and repair. From heartbreak to healing, through Christ she's free. Your past don't define you, be who you're meant to be. Right over coffee, where healing begins.
What if there's a reason your relationship feels heavy? Isn't because your love failed, but because it became conditional? What if the distance you feel, the silence, the disconnection, isn't just life happening, but slow shift from love that gives to love that keeps score? Because the truth is, some love stays and some leave. And if we're honest, sometimes it doesn't leave all at once. It fades, it withdraws, it becomes transactional. And you're left wondering, was it ever unconditional to begin with? This is Right Over Coffee, where we talk about things we don't always say out loud, the quiet heartbreaks, the healing, the unspoken goodbyes. And today, we're talking about the difference between love that stays and love that leaves. Ever had a moment in a relationship where you didn't feel chosen, but you stayed anyway? Not because it was healthy, not because it was whole, but because you kept hoping that love you once felt would come back. Ever feel that way? And somewhere along the way, you stopped feeling loved. Lacking attention, lacking effort, lacking consistency, lacking safety. And you didn't get to say the goodbye out loud. But something inside of you already had. That's the space we're sitting in today. Because there is a thing where it's transactional love and unconditional love. And those two can collide together. Transactional love is not always selfish. Sometimes it's wounded. It sounds like it shows up when you show up. I'll try if you try first. I'll open up only if it feels safe. And while all of those are reasonable, they slowly turn love into a negotiation. Now love has terms. Now love has expectations. I'll give, but only if you give something back. And here's the truth we don't like to admit. Transactional love is rooted in fear. Fear of being hurt again, fear of being unseen again, and fear of giving and being left empty. So we kind of protect ourselves. We measure, we keep score. But love was never meant to be on a scoreboard. Never meant. Some marriages don't break in one moment. They slowly starve. It's starved of affection, communication, effort, emotional safety. And instead of addressing that lack of, we adapt to it. We lower our expectations. We stop asking. We stop hoping. And eventually, we stop feeling. That's when you hear, we just grew apart, or irreconcilable differences. But sometimes it wasn't that you couldn't reconcile. It's that both people stopped choosing unconditional love when it gets uncomfortable. When people feel lack long enough, they try to fill it in. Open marriages, emotional discomfort, disconnection, living separate lives under the same roof. Not because they don't believe in love, but because they stop believing one person could fully love them. So they divide themselves. But divided love creates a deeper emptiness. In Genesis 2:24, it says one flesh, not partial, not shared in pieces. God designed love to be whole, not to be separate. Unconditional love is not stay no matter what, accept anything, lose yourself to keep someone else. That's not love. There's a song by DC Talk that one of the verses was, love is a verb. And I tell my kids all that all the time. Love is a verb. It's just a verb. So it's a really good song. But that one particular thing, love is just a verb. It's not anything but just a word. Unconditional love, though, says, I will love you in truth, grace, and consistency, but I will not allow love to destroy me. I won't allow love to condition us. I won't allow love to lose myself in you. I will love you unconditionally. One of my favorite verses is 1 Corinthians 13:7. Love endures, but it does not ignore the truth. When lack shows up here, what do you do? Do you shut down? Do you pull back? Start withholding love? Some of us may start withholding sex if we're in a marriage. Use the other person's words against them. There's so many things I could say right now. Or do we lean in? Do we fight for a connection? Because love reveals your love posture. So it's just like with us sitting up and straight, love does reveal your love posture. I think that's the reason why there are so many books out there. The Love Dare, the 5 love languages, so many things are out there to help when we feel that. This is where unspoken goodbyes lives. You're still there, but something already ended. They didn't leave, but they stopped choosing you. So you adjusted. You got quieter, smaller, less needy. And in that silence, that's where the goodbye begins. And that's where it began. Unspoken, but real. We are all conditional people trying to live out unconditional love, and we fall short, but God doesn't. 1 John 4:19 reminds us he loved you in your lack, not when you had it all together. Because God loves me so big right now because I don't have it all together. I'm broken. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. And he loves me despite those things. And that's the model, He loves you in your lack, not when we have it all together, but that is the model that Jesus gives us. So unconditional love doesn't mean staying in harm. So let's just please understand that. It doesn't mean that you have to stay with somebody that's abusive, verbally, physically, mentally. If you're in that situation, please look at the resources. I will post them after this. Please get some help. Please call for help. Sometimes love, though, says, I release you and I trust God with what I cannot fix. That's a really hard statement to say because sometimes it's hard to do. Healing sometimes requires distance. There's so many times that I couldn't have done what I do or be in a season where somebody present isn't present physically and I have to love from a distance, or I have to give it to God so I can move forward, because I do have, my husband and my writing and my kids and my church family and the amazing things that God has blessed me with. And it's really hard to not let the distortion of the other, the culture or just the other part of life saying, yeah, but I don't think you deserved it. You weren't loved enough. You weren't good enough. Maybe if you shouldn't have done this, because that's all lies. That's all lies. Love will either feel like lack or will feel like a covering. So again, it's either you have to be able to choose something that you're comfortable with. And ultimately, love is your choice. It's ultimately a choice. Consistency, intention is showing up even when it's hard, so hard. And just to kind of let you know when you feel that way, if you're keeping a score and sometimes, that's why you're staying, maybe today the question isn't who left. Are you loving from lack, or are you learning to love like God? That would be a really good question to ask yourself. Are you loving to lack, or are you loving to give it all? Are you fighting? And when I say fighting, it's not literal fighting like, you're in a ring. Are y'all praying together? Are you talking? Are you going to marriage conferences? If you're not married, are you seeking help? Are you finding a coach? I'm a personal coach. I would love to walk with you in this. And, things like that. What would be good? What is good for you? Because it's ultimately a choice. It's ultimately a choice. So here's what I want to leave you with, okay? Some of you have been loving from a place of lack and calling it unconditional. You have been overgiving, overextending, overstaying, hoping that if you could just love harder, they'll meet you there. And others of you've pulled back so much to protect yourselves that love just became a transaction. I'll give when I feel safe. I'll show up when they prove it. But real love, please hear me, real love, the kind of God love that was designed, it's not driven by fear, and it's not sustained by lack. It is rooted in truth, it is covered by grace, and it is chosen daily. Not perfectly, but intentionally. So maybe today, if it's not about who you left, and it's not even about who stayed, maybe it's about this. Where is your love coming from? Fear, lack, survival? Or are you learning to love from a place that's already been filled by God? Because when you stop loving from lack, you stop begging for what you deserve, and you start recognizing what's real. And if this hit you, something inside of you today, if you've been carrying that unspoken goodbye, you know what? You're not alone. This is Right Over Coffee, where we say things we've been holding in so healing can finally begin.
Right over coffee, where healing begins.